record this. Hello everyone, welcome to OHS Warriors. So today again we have one more podcast with another amazing guest. So this time we have an OHS expert with us. So she will be sharing a lot of insights about OHS field, OHS people's working, and about the organizations working. So a lot of things are going to be shared by her. So before going to the podcast, let me share a little bit about myself so that people can understand me. So can whoever not know me. So myself, Sushil More. I am an occupational health and safety professional. So I have total 11 years of work experience. So 10 years of working in the OHS field. I was after 10 years, I was feeling that something is lacking in me. I was I was not getting respect in my job. I was not having that much confidence, and I was not feeling good about me. I was not having the good salary or something. So I thought that something is missing. So then after a lot of thoughts, I took a decision. After consulting a lot of people, I took a decision to take a full-time course in a master's degree in occupational health and safety. So, and that course, when I did it, it was really a challenge for me because I had to face a lot of finance related issues and all that. But my family supported me, my wife supported me for that. So finally I did it, this master degree program. And after that, after going through that program, I saw a lot of changes in myself. And then after that, I thought that I have to be grow every day. I have to improve every day. I have to improve my personality. I have to improve my communication, everything I have to improve. So I'm on my transformation journey right now. So in that, I'm thinking that why not other persons who are like me, who are facing issues, who face what issues I faced with my life. So they are also facing these issues. So let me help them also. So I've created this channel, OHS Warriors, for the benefit of OHS professionals who are like me, who are facing issues, so they can benefit from that, and they can also learn and grow in their career. So this is about the background about the OHS Warriors on this podcast. Now, today's podcast, so let me brief about the guest today. So our guest for today, she is a passionate industrial hygienist and a leader in OHS field. She has a vast experience of working in different multinational companies in OHS domain, and she is currently working with a top growing MNC of the world at a senior management position. She is currently a president of Central Industrial Hygiene Association of India. She has been putting a lot of efforts in increasing the awareness about industrial hygiene across India. And SIHA, Central Industrial Hygiene Association, is coming up a lot of initiative to inspire OHS professionals as well as the industry professional across the India and across the world. So so we have Priyanka Katoj, our guest today. So I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sushil, and hello, everybody. It was indeed very inspiring to hear the reason behind starting this OHS Warriors. And I sincerely would like to thank you, Sushil, for inviting me to be part of this great initiative. Okay. So thanks for that introduction. I do feel old. So I'll just speak about myself. Yes, I've been 18 years in environment, health and safety as an occupational health specialist. My career journey has been in OHS for almost 18 years. Currently, I'm with Pernod Ricard India. I'm heading their environment, health, safety and sustainability function for the India business. Prior to this, I was with Amazon for a short stint of 8-9 months. There also, I was in a regional EHS role, managing managing north part of the country. And prior to that, I was with GlaxoSmithKline, both the consumer healthcare and the pharmaceutical divisions. There I spent almost 14 and a half years of my professional life. And I think it did bring in that transformation in me as a professional. Uh, and I started my journey with a industrial hygiene NGO in Delhi, which was linked to the Delhi government. So my initial career was moving around multiple factories of Delhi NCR region uh, with the factory inspectorate. So that was where I started my career. And here I have reached now, understanding like, what regulatory can do and what we have to do at the other side to convince regulatory at different times. But other than that, more than regulatory compliance, I think we as industrial hygienists and as OHS professionals are supporting and helping those people whom we don't even know, because their health, their life, their family's life is what we are contributing towards, and not just saving them, making them have a very healthy and good life so that they remember us. So we are in a very powerful zone to impact people.
Great, great, great. Very inspiring story from where you started and now where you are. So it's a great inspiration for everybody, like OHS professionals. So they can start from scratch, but they can go up to any limits. So there is no limits actually. So, so now the next question we have is like, so in your professional journey of in occupational health and safety, so what is like one turning point in your career where you like it's changed your perspective completely about the occupational health and safety?
Yeah. So when I started working for Pfizer, like, after my regulatory stint, I thought I'm doing the same thing again and again. I need to change something. I need to at least see how I can implement, rather than just giving recommendations and, waiting for somebody to complete it. So I took up a side role. And in my first side role, I think within second month of my working, there was a big fire incident which had happened at my facility. Now, this fire incident had happened in a newly commissioned generator, and it was installed, like it was just newly installed. But what was the decision which we took was, since that was not like a major fire, it was just a spark which had happened, and it had caught fire with some of the cloth materials which were lying there because of poor housekeeping, which caught flames, and because of which there was a little bit of charring on the wall of the generator room. But still, we took a decision that, why the spark happened and, why did all this happen? And we decided to just switch off the generator and go without power for a period of 14 days till we at least have a proper setup built up. And in this process, because we were in a place where electricity is not coming normally, and if our whole production was dependent on continuous power supply. So the business took a decision that no, if it's not safe, we're not going to run it, even if it's going to impact our production. That was the first turning point, which I had really very early in my career, saying that we need to take this decision. Yes, there were challenges. Few people were in support of it, few people were against it, but we had to convince them using all the regulatory applications which would have been applied on us, getting the influence of the factory inspectorate, pressurizing them, no, you can't run it, trying to fast track bringing the other generator in place, getting civil construction done, So I guess those 14 days from incident investigation to report writing was, actually secondary, but all the other background stakeholder management which was being done was the turning point for me in my professional journey. Because I had just come from this regulatory scenario where you just go very gracefully and you give them a list of 20 points or 200 points, and they're happy to, just take it. So this is where, Sushil, I got the turning point that, you need to know everything, and you need to have very strong people management and stakeholder management to convince management, whether Indian or whether foreign management, to bring that piece forward that, if we don't take a step now, we might have more problems at a later stage. So that was a turning point for me, Sushil.
Great. And I can resonate with you because as a safety professional, as a OHS professional, we face this kind of issues, and some things like happens, and we get like, no, we have to get, because it's a lot of responsibility we have. So so great, you have shared with us. So now the next question we have, like as a successful, all the successful people who have done their success in their life, so they have had some biggest failures. So what is the one or two failures that you can recollect from your career that you want to share, and what did you learn from it?
Yeah. I think the biggest failure which happened with me was in relation to, when I was with this NGO itself, was, not bringing in that extra element of, telling them that, this is what can be done. Because I was so stuck up at that time that, all I need to do was, my job had this responsibility. I had to prepare a report and I had to give the report. So somehow the biggest failure which I take in my life was during my initial careers, where I was not able to convince, I was not able to, convince myself, I would say first that. That was one failure where I started with. And what I did to move on from that was, I started giving recommendations to any industry whom I was visiting in consultation with the factory inspectorate, so that this would have come down more as a advisory, not as something like, do it, or, that's mandatory. So that was the kind, I think that was my first step towards, going offbeat from whatever the traditional protocol is. The second failure which I had was with my stint in the pharmaceutical industry with GSK. So I had hired a very nice individual, but somehow there were certain technical expertises which were needed for managing certain things. However, even after we had everything which was the best, we were not able to deliver results because of multiple issues which had come up, like, sampling was not happening. We were not able to get media right in time. We were not able to convince engineering that no, this has to be done this way. We were not able to get approval from technical people that, it will impact their product. It won't impact their products and things of that sort. So within all this, we had a very bad audit in which whatever we had done for so many months, years was proven as wrong. So I took that. That was also one big failure which I faced in my life. And the way we reacted to it was, we didn't, or I felt that I didn't escalate it or bring it to a perspective from the way the management could have understood the severity of that gap. Because it reached to something like, stopping the plant. And stopping the plant was secondary, but it was something which could impact the health of our people, because it was really a very potent compound. So that was another failure, that, convincing, telling that no, this won't work, this is not right, was the second failure which I faced. I mean, I'm sure everybody tries to escalate in whichever way they have to, but it had not reached to that level that the management could take a decision based on whatever facts, data I had provided, that, before XYZ comes and says, no, this is not right, we could have, stopped, or we could have done something in the interim. So I take these two as, technical failures. Personally, also, like I won't call it personal, but even as a people manager, I think I've had some failures where I've not been able to bring up my reportees to the standards the organization is expecting. So even those are some of the failures which I have faced in my life. In terms of people management, I think what I learned from that was, I need to change my approach from being very technical and absolutely like, this, I mean, one size will fit all will not work as a people manager. So understanding the softer skills was where I mean, that was the turning point where I started focusing that, soft skills are really important with a very strong technical foundation.
Great, great, great. I really appreciate your authenticity to share about your failures. But yes, so say failures are very important in our life, and it teaches us a lot of things, and then only we can improve on that. And the person who takes these failures as a positive, he can grow any time. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Now, so the next question is like. So a lot of OHS professional I have seen that they compare themselves with other people, other OHS professionals, and that they get disheartened or feel low about them. That someone has some qualifications, some has some credentials as well. So like I want to ask, like, if have you ever felt that, or if yes, what would you tell to people that if they feel that?
Yeah, no, I think that's a very good question, Sushil. And credentials are important. I won't deny that. But I think there are two elements to it. One is practical knowledge, and one is your academic credentials. Both have importance, is what I believe. And I guess, I think coming down to practicality, which I love more, is where credentials uh, don't come into play too much, because they are important. They are very important for people who don't know you, who have not seen your work, who are not aware of what your capabilities are. So as a first pager, it's very good to have. However, having practical knowledge, showcasing what you are intending to do, delivering results, you have to build up your own credentials with your with yourself as a brand. So I think that your brand credentials are more important than academic credentials. But I'm nowhere denying that academic credentials are not important. Yes, that is again something which we all EHS professionals, OHS professionals should focus on getting it, because to the market, to people who don't know us, only credentials come into play. However, other things definitely, you can showcase, you can demonstrate. And I guess forums like podcasts, attending seminars, being participating in conferences are all areas to showcase that, what your credentials are as a brand individually.
Yes.
Sushil.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now the next question is what is the definition of success to you as an individual?
Yeah, that's a nice question. I think success for me is, satisfaction. For me, I take success as satisfaction. If I've given my best, even if I failed, I'll consider that as a success. Uh, so for me, success is just that kind of satisfaction, mental or emotional, or some words of appreciation by workers who've never seen you. So I think, I mean, promotions, uh, paychecks, positions, designations, okay, they are again part of it. But if a worker comes and says you that, ma'am, we never knew this could have happened like this. We never thought this would have happened like this. And we are so grateful that, we now know that we are safe for more years. That has a very different kind of satisfaction. Whether it is a contractor worker, or whether it is a housekeeping staff, or a security guard, or your taxi driver, anybody. So I think for me, success is equal to satisfaction, which is above designations and all. But I would even like to say that these designations, whatever you have reached, give you a different kind of confidence as well, because you need some kind of external support to help you feel, authenticate whatever you're trying to do. However, for me, it was not very important, like designations or titles, and I've been very bad in terms of even keeping up with them. So it's not good. That's an area where I still need to work on.
So thank you so much. So now the next question is like, so what is the one or two myth that OHS professionals have about the OHS profession? So there must be some myths. So that you want to like clarify or debunk. What?
Yeah. I think the biggest myth, which I don't think OHS professionals have this, but I even feel they might also have. But I think how we are seen as, we are seen as very technical people, right? We are seen as very black and white. We'll only tell, technical stuff. But what I see OHS professionals are, they need to be very strong on their technical subject, but they even need to be stronger on their soft skill application. Because getting work done is one thing, but getting the right work done when you are there, when you are not there, getting all that information when you're not there, uh, able to analyze that information in relation to whatever you're trying to mitigate as a risk, comes only through that relationship and rapport building, which is very important in soft skills. So I think this myth that, EHS professionals, OHS professionals, they are just technical people, or they are those Greek with goggles, and they only know alpha, beta, and some XYZ things. And as industrial hygienists, more that they have some pumps and they have something. I don't know what they do with it, but some number will come, and that number is good, bad, that also we don't know. So, sort of, I think that's the biggest myth which people have. Second myth, which I think people generally have, is we don't have to. I mean, as EHS professionals, we should always be in the background. We don't have to come in the front.
Yeah.
We don't need to
Yes.
be part of business. We don't need to understand what the business requirements are. So I think that is one big myth also, which I think is there, that let's keep them away, only tell them when it is needed, otherwise they will bring something, those money suckers, which I think everybody believes us as money suckers,
Yeah.
only because we have not been able to quantify what we give back to organizations. That's why we are considered as money suckers. So I mean, I know we have all this return of investments. Very good people do it. Like engineering is very good in doing it. Finance
Yeah.
is very good in asking that for. All approvals happen on that, new projects, etc. But we, as EHS professionals, somehow are not able to articulate that rightly. So I think these two are, our biggest myths, that, uh, technical, pure technical, no, we have to have a balance. And second is, we only need to be in the background, not be part of business acumen, understanding the profits and the loss of the business, what's doing good, what's not doing good. These things is something I think which we are lacking, which are myths basically.
Great, great, great. It's a lot of valuable insight. Like this myth, these two myths which you shared, like most of the professionals have, and somewhere or other it is stagnant. Their growth is stagnant because of that. So if they are overcoming those myths, then they will be definitely able to grow in their career. So now the next question is like. So just we want to know like how this industrial hygiene came into your, it's a different question, but we want to know definitely like industrial hygiene, how you are associated with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have another story for that. And that's a story very close to my heart. So when I was doing, what was I doing? I was doing my BSc in environmental sciences. Uh, and I respect environmental sciences a lot, but it was very, very theoretical as a subject. And all that we were learning was, how to build ATPs and how to do BOD and how to do COD. I mean, it was very theoretical. Yes, there were elements of renewable energy, but then still it was like, I found it very dry. So I was in Vidyanagar at that time, and we had this fair which was happening in terms of, all colleges telling what courses are available. So I went and, attended that course because I thought I should know, what is available in the market. And since I was in Vidyanagar, so that was easy for me to do. And I went to multiple places, and the brochure of industrial hygiene, which I read through, was, more of, application science, something like that had been written. And then it is, you will be able to apply. It was said that, it's more of an application of, science. So that application of science was something which, attracted me towards industrial hygiene. And second thing, what I remember very clearly was at that time when I was doing my education, this was the only college in India who was giving a subject like industrial hygiene. So I was like, it's nice to be part of something which is just exclusively available in Vidyanagar in the whole country. So these two were, absolute factors which, attracted me towards industrial hygiene. And then once we were in it, the journey began, and we had some real good teachers. Luckily, I'm from that batch where I had Amit to teach us, and he is an extra passionate teacher as well as OHS professional. So I think all that just attracted me.
Great, great, great. Such an inspiration story about that. So now the next question we have is like, what are the minimum two qualities that you want, you think as a OHS professional must have?
Yeah, I think two qualities, if you ask me, first comes as discipline. We need to be very disciplined in what we say, what we do, and what we showcase. So that discipline needs to be in everything. Like, if you're talking about, like, again, from industrial hygiene reason, I'm saying that, if you're saying calibration is so important, so that means, we have to do it every time, because we have to do it. So something like, if we are saying masks is important to be worn, we have to wear it ourselves. If you're saying fit test is important, we should ensure, we ourselves have done our own fit tests at some stage or the other, and we know which mask fits us. Um, with time, we'll obviously, have a lot of professional judgments, but that discipline of, whatever we know, we have to apply on ourselves. That's first thing. And second thing, I think, persistence is very important. Uh, Persistence, why I'm saying persistence is important, because we know EHS, we know OHS, we know industrial hygiene. Others don't know. So they don't know what's the impact which will happen on them. Now, if somebody comes and says something to us and we lose our cool and we lose our resilience in that whole matter, and okay, तो ऐसे ही बोलेगा, फिर मुझे जाके इसके साथ मीटिंग में बात करनी है और इसने मुझे फिर से यही सुनाना है कि तुमने यही करना है. So I should not feel low, So my persistence has to be that I need to convince that individual that this is important. So that persistence, there's a discipline and persistence. These are the two things which I think is needed. For your own persistence, you need to have, multiple things. Like, you can't get bogged down. You can't, burn bridges with people. You have to maintain that relationship and rapport. And for doing all these things, I think your soft skills will come into play a lot after your technical skills are stronger. I will never say technical skills se pehle soft skills aa jaye. I'll say technical skills is my foundation and soft skill is my, advanced version for discipline and persistence. Sushil.
Great, great, great. It really helps. Your whatever inputs you have shared, like the two qualities, like persistence and the discipline. So these both are very, very important as a OHS professional who wants to grow, who wants to excel in their career. So now moving forward to the, like, we are now nearing to the end of the session. So we have a couple of questions now more. So ma'am, tell us something about like SIHA, Central Industrial Hygiene Association, and how it is helpful to OHS professionals as well as the industry personals to solve the OHS related problems.
Yeah, thanks, Sushil, for that question. Central Industrial Hygiene Association is again a NGO, but it is a group formed for bringing in awareness. The vision of Central Industrial Hygiene Association is to bring in awareness and collect all the people who are like-minded to bring in that changes in India in industrial hygiene and occupational health and safety in EHS. So the whole motto behind having a SIHA is to collaborate. So that collaboration is one key element of SIHA. What will it help for people is you'll get people from different who have got different expertise. Now, any individual cannot be an expert in everything. So you'll get SIHA is a place where you will be able to come in, understand, what kind of experts are available. So what SIHA does is SIHA builds in that platform to showcase the OHS community, the IH community, that these are the people who are available. You can learn from them. We also keep conducting trainings, conferences. We are also going to build up some mentoring programs where we will be focusing on, improving soft skills. We would love to give some mentors to people who are really interested, because we have been able to reach wherever we have reached in our professional life only because we got the right mentors at the right time. So those are the things which SIHA is working towards doing. Also, this is what is for professionals. Also, SIHA is as an organization will be partnering with multiple regulatory agencies to showcase the importance of industrial hygiene as well. Also, SIHA wants to become a platform where we can try and get funds from national, international sources for doing a lot of experiments, for doing a lot of research in India, because India in general in industrial hygiene is lacking scientific research data within the country. We are relying too much on US, UK, other developed countries. So these are the things which SIHA wants to work on. Also, we would like to bring in all these like-minded people to share in their successes and failures, because learning from each other is the best thing. Knowledge keeping to self will never multiply. You will actually forget whatever you know also. So that is a platform. Like I said, collaboration is one thing, which is what SIHA is all about. And not only with Indian, national, international, regional, I mean, within South Asia, within Asia Pac, within cross continents. So it will give that platform for people to work through, multiple things. Also, we always want volunteers to come in, because, it might seem that, volunteering, we don't have time, kaise karenge? But, actually that this, this zeal of doing a little bit of volunteering, going that extra step forward helps in developing many skill sets in individuals, which are part of stakeholder management, persistence, and discipline. So people who join SIHA, who are part of SIHA, who want to be with SIHA, definitely they learn that as well. Even if they're not getting any monetary benefits. I have been member of SIHA for a long time now. Now I'm the president for SIHA, and I think I have evolved. So I'll even give contribution to SIHA for whatever I am today, because some way or the other, it's helped me understand many things. It's helped me groom myself into many things. So technical aspects is something which we're trying to bring in best practices and experts as well. Also, learning from the members, we want to share in what they have. Mentoring, we have yet not started, but we will be starting something on mentoring as well, because I think that will be critical for our group in India as industrial hygienists to grow ahead.
Great. It's really great to hear about the insights about the SIHA and what initiatives it's taking, and it will really benefit to all the professionals. So, ma'am, if someone want to associate it with SIHA or want to know about SIHA, so how can he reach out to SIHA?
So that's also another good question, Sushil. So we have our own website, Sushil, and I will share that link with you if you could link it up with your podcast so that people can see the SIHA website. And there are emails where people can actually put in their queries. In fact, many people have called me somehow. I think somewhere in SIHA portal, my number is available, flashed up. So I sometimes get calls from people, not just in India, from outside India as well, in terms of joining and what can be done. But all the informations are available on our website. We have a full-fledged team who will be supporting you if you or anybody who's interested to join SIHA or know more about SIHA.
Thank you so much. So I want to share that I have attended one of the conference of SIHA, and it was really mind-blowing sessions, mind-blowing sharings, lot of like statistics, lot of sharings, failures, a lot of things to learn about from some global working persons. So it really helps. If so, anyone who is who wants to get associated with SIHA, so they can go to the website and they can contact with the some of the support staff, so they will be able to guide them. So now coming to the last question of this podcast. So this question is like, what would be the last piece of advice that you want to give to the OHS professionals who want to excel in their career?
I think I'll stand with the same thing, discipline and persistence. That is my first and last advice, because after that, I don't think anybody needs anything. And within that journey, I think we should help each other. That's one more thing which I would like to add, because if we help, because we have seen some pain, within us, that might go as a message to the other person to help somebody when they are in pain. So I think giving that extra time to people like you doing these podcasts, whatever is possible within your operating aspects, we all should do. But discipline and persistence is, I think, key for me. That's what I believe. And I think I'm very persistent to again say the same thing, Sushil.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. And it really, like, I'm very grateful that you have come to our podcast and shared your insights about the OHS profession, shared your personal things as well. And really, it's very helpful to everyone. So thank you so much, ma'am, again.
Thank you, Sushil, for inviting me, and you're doing a great job. Thank you for inspiring many others. Thanks once again.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.